Welcome folks to another episode of Dski Grillz. Do I have a treat for you? Today we are doing not one, not two, but three beef Dino short ribs on the Workhorse Pits 1975. Let's go. All right, folks, so you saw that intro. So what we have again is 3 slabs of beef Dino ribs that I want to get trimmed up for us to get out there on that Workhorse Pits 1975. It's April, springtime is here, right? It's upon us. It's a beautiful day to be out there doing some smoking. If you remember on my previous video, we did the cleaning of the Workhorse Pits 1975. We used that linseed oil. We brought that rusted metal back up to a beautiful luster. So now it's time to get some meat on this baby, okay? So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do the trimming process. You've seen it on my previous videos, but ultimately I'll bring you in close. We'll do a little bit together, then I'll take it off camera and finish it up. So let's check this out up close. All right, just so you can see what we're working with, here we go. We have USDA prime beef short ribs. Again, 3 racks, all right? So we got 9, maybe 10 bones. I think these are all 3 boners. So we got 9 awesome bones that we're gonna be throwing down with today. We would make Fred Flintstone very, very proud today, okay? So what I wanna do is get one opened up, show you a little bit of the trimming process, because what we really want is the surface of the meat, so our seasonings adhere to it and we have an awesome final product with a good bark, everything that you need, right? So what am I talking about? We're gonna come with our Wusthof boning knife. You definitely wanna have a good sharp knife. What I wanna do is pretty much make the top of this rack look just like this portion right here. I wanna expose the meat. I don't wanna go too deep because we also don't wanna get rid of any good meat. So I'm gonna take the time and just kinda shave off until we start exposing meat, all right? Now, one good way of doing this, you can get started and then just let the knife do the work, okay? So I get started, and I just kind of pull lightly, and I'll show you right here exactly what I'm talking about. So we'll get going right here. And if you get going pretty good up under that fat, you can grab it, and you can just kind of follow it right down the line with your knife. So again, you do want to make sure your knife is sharp. Okay, so I'm going to keep walking this down, the length, and hopefully you can see that we just exposed all this meat right here. Okay, so I'll do one more strip for you, and then what I'll do is take it off camera and get it finished up. And that's when I get aggressive. Okay, now nice here. We're going to go up under here and just work it. So it doesn't take long. It does take patience because you paid for this meat, so you don't want to be gouging and doing things like that to your rack of ribs. So have patience, take your time and get this done right. Okay, so I got a nice strip right here, you can see, and look how much meat we exposed. So I'll continue on with this and we'll get back together when it's time to start seasoning. Okay, so we have everything trimmed up now. So what I want to show you now is just the intense marbling we have. All right, I hope you can see all of the deep marbling. This is definitely prime beef. It is amazing, right? We have really thick slab here. I have a thinner one as well. This one's thinner. I purchased this at a different time. It's really weird, but this one's a little bit thinner, but nice and clean. Okay, I'm gonna put it back down. Then we'll grab our last one, which is also done right. Okay, so trimmed up, got all that silver skin out, and now we're ready to make sure that our seasonings adhere to the meat. So we've done that job. Now we're coming back with olive oil as a binder. All right, I want to get that rubbed in. And I'm not concerned about the bottom of the ribs, right? So you see what I'm saying? These are just big bones, nothing. They are used to pretty much keep the ribs together, okay? So I'm not going to do any removal of anything here. We're going to use everything that you have to keep the ribs intact. So nice olive oil rub. Then I'm coming back with another Heaven Made Products. This is the Texas Best Brisket Rub. So another really good product from Heaven Made Products. So we're going heavy, of course, right? We have a big chunk of meat. Each one of these are around 6 pounds, so they can definitely take the seasoning. I'm not doing a base coat. This has all your paprikas. It has all your garlics and onions and everything up in it. So all you got to do is get this added, let it hang out. It's going to produce beautiful bark and produce wonderful flavor. So we're going to go on heavy. Same thing, catch all your edges here. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it around, let you see this side as well. Make sure you see that we're not leaving anything to chance. Okay, so we have a section right here as well. We want to make sure to get. Just get it all. Get it all. Don't be stingy, okay? You want a good product, and here's our last side right here. So you can see that right there. Needs some attention. Okay, so we're going to do this to all the slabs. Then we're going to let it hang out and soak in those flavors while we go out and get the workhorse pits fired up. So I'll see you guys outside. All right, so we're out at the workhorse pits. I've already got the fire set up, but what we're going to do now is go ahead and get it started, okay? So think about it. I use Jealous Devil lump charcoal as the base in my firebox. I came back with some of the twigs that I have from branches that fell over the winter time. They're dried out, and I kind of did a crisscross pattern like this on top of the charcoal. After that, I added 2 nice splits of oak wood right on top of that. So now we'll go ahead and get the grill gun going. We'll get that fired up. It's going to take probably 20-30 minutes for everything to be ready and stabilized, and then we'll start cooking. But what I'll do is I'll try to get you in as close as I can and let you see that firebox setup, just so you can see a easy and efficient way to fire up your workhorse pits. So let's check it out. All right, so I'm hoping this is coming in decent, but this is what I'm talking about. There's the 2 oak splits right on top, along with the charcoal and the twigs. Now, again, tons of branches that I'm going to use as starter fuel to get the workhorse pits fired up during the spring and summertime. Now the plan here is to maybe hold this in place for about a minute. All I want to do is make sure to get everything activated, right? So we got to get that fired. We want to get that charcoal lit, because that charcoal is the base of holding that heat and getting everything else fired up over that duration period of trying to hit these logs. Okay, so we're going to try that. We'll let that go for a little bit, see how we do. I'm going to stay close to the fire in this period right now because I want to make sure it catches. And another thing I'll do during this process is I will continue to add more branches, more of these twigs, just to really get a nice roaring fire going. All right, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. After this thing takes hold, we'll be adding these beautiful short ribs, 3 racks, to the workhorse pits, 1975. All right, folks, we are back. 45 minutes later, we have the smoker set, ready to go, okay? So the coal bed is in place. It's assed over nice. Hopefully, you can see on the side here that I do have more splits warming up on top of the firebox. Of course, the reason you do that is because as the temperature starts to drop, you add another piece of wood, it fires up right away, and it sustains that temperature that you're looking for. But I have 3 beautiful racks of short ribs that's going on, so I'm so excited about it. We're going to get this baby opened up. You guys know this thing is too heavy. I can't do it with one hand, but I wanted you to see this. We're going to open it up and then get these babies added. So let's do that now. All right, the smoker's ready. The ribs are ready. Dski Grillz is ready. So you know what time of the video it is. let's get cooking. We're gonna go on and get these babies on, folks. I am so excited about it. Check these things out. Wow, let's do it. Okay, so my plan is to make sure not to have them too close to the firebox because we definitely don't want them to burn. We just want them to get a nice low smoke. I'll bring you in close and let you see them, but they're looking amazing right here. The seasoning has settled in. All we got to do now is hit them with smoke. So what I plan on doing is getting back with you guys in around 2 hours and let you see how they're coming along. This cook should take a total of maybe 6 hours, all right? But beautiful smoke rolling through the 1975 today on an awesome April day. See you guys in a bit. All right, folks, we're about 3 hours into this cook. Everything is going so perfect today, okay? What a beautiful day. I've been doing some pool maintenance, some things in between while the smoker's just been taking care of itself, okay? Now, we're feeding splits maybe 1 every 45 minutes. The splits themselves are around maybe 4 inches by, I would say, 10 inches or 11 inches. Perfect size split for this size pit, okay? What I want to do is take you up close, show you how the temperatures are just dialed in, then open it up and show you where we're at the 3 hour mark. So let's do that now. So I always talk about how important it is to dial that pit in, make sure you have the right splits. Check out where we're at right now. We're at around 250 degrees, maybe 245 on the bottom left. Let me take you on this side and show you where we're at. We are at around 245 on this side, okay? So dialed in perfectly, all right? Now I'm gonna open it up and let you see just how beautiful these ribs are coming along. This is beautiful, folks. This is absolutely beautiful. I want you to see the bark we're forming. This is low and slow at its finest, okay? These babies have pulled back already. We'll be ready to wrap in maybe the next 30 or 40 minutes. We can bring them in and wrap them. The plan is to wrap them in butcher paper. We'll spray them down a little bit, but I see the autofocus. I'm gonna turn this autofocus off. I was told about that, how that's not doing too good. Okay, but check these out, folks. Look at these beautiful, beautiful racks of ribs, right? Okay, so we're gonna shut it back down. I don't wanna lose my temperatures, and we'll get back together when it's time to meet at the cutting board and get these things wrapped. Okay, folks, we are back 4 hours later into this cook. It is now time for the wrapping process. Let's look at just how beautiful these beef ribs have come along, okay? We have the bark we want. What we're gonna do is wrap them. They won't take any more than around 2 more hours out on the pit after they've been wrapped, and these things will be done, okay? But 3 beautiful racks that are already tender, already have a beautiful bark of prime beef short ribs. Let's get up close and do the wrapping process. Okay, so I'm gonna move the beef ribs to the side and we're gonna get the pink butcher paper rolled out. Now, what I've done is I've put beef broth into the dispenser here. This is a spritzer that I use on pretty much all of my videos, so most of you guys have seen it. Reach out in the description if you need me to tell you where to get this, but I do get it from Amazon and I can put a link to it if you want to know more about it, okay? So, beef broth is what we're using, and all I'm going to do is start spraying our paper 100% to make sure it's pliable. And we can fold these beef ribs up right, okay? I'm going to bring one slab over. Okay, here we are. We're going to start right here with the meat side down. And then we're just going to come and start the folding process and the wrapping process, all right? So we start here. I'm going to do one fold, folks, right here. And then after that, we'll go ahead and start bending our sides, okay? So you bend your sides. I'll show you that up close. And you want to get you a nice crease right here. And get you a nice crease on the other side. Right there. All right? And from there, you've already sprayed them with the beef broth. Now you're just going to fold them up. You want to pull them towards you because you want them to be tight, because you want them to cook really good and tender in there. There. We'll go again. We won't go again. We'll stop right here. What we'll do is fold this side. I'll bring it here where you can see. We'll fold right here. And then do one more turn right there. Okay? Now they're ready to go back on the pit. Okay? Now, I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other 2 slabs. All we're going to do next is put them back on the pit, let them go for around 2 more hours. These babies are ready, okay? They just need to get tender. I'll meet you back at the cutting board so we can see the final product of our 3 racks of Fred Flintstone Dino Ribs made on the Workhorse Pits 1975. See you guys in a bit. All right, folks, we are now at the cutting board, ready to check out the final product of our 3 racks of prime short ribs made on the Workhorse Pits 1975. So we'll talk about what we did, then we'll break into one of these slabs and check it out, okay? But think about it, folks. All we did is we started off with beautiful prime short ribs. And what did we do? We actually used a boning knife and we took that first level of fat off the silver skin so we can expose the meat. We seasoned it with the Texas Best brisket rub, went out there and fired up that Workhorse Pits 1975 and got these babies on, okay? So they cooked for around 3.5 hours before I brought them in and wrapped them. We had already formed an awesome bark, if you remember that. Back out on the pit, they went for another 2.5 hours, and now they've been resting for around 30 minutes, okay? Easy cook to do. I showed you the splits that we use. I showed you how beautiful that the grill still looks after 3 or 4 days of heavy rain once we put that linseed oil on. So let's check out these things. I'll bring you in close. We'll cut up 1 rack and then we'll close this video out. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just move this 1 slab right here and open up this one here, okay? So one thing I forgot to mention, but you guys got a chance to see it, is that we wrap this in pink butcher paper. We spray down the paper with beef broth to add that moisture. And folks, what we have is going to be something special, all right? So check this out. This is the back side of it. Let's get these babies out of here, get them on this cutting board. All right, here we go. Get this paper out the way. Check out the beautiful defined bark. These things are tender. They've rested. They're ready to be cut into, okay? Hopefully you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Check this out. 6 hours is about what it takes really with beef ribs. I'm going to use the whaled knife from Colina and go right off through these against the other bone and just cut right down. Let you guys see what we're talking about, okay? Check this out. Beautiful smoke ring, right? You see that? Beautiful smoke ring. Juicy, tender through and through, okay? This is what beef ribs are all about. I'll take a taste test and we'll close this video out. My goodness, folks, this is absolutely wonderful. Can't wait to do this, okay? Let's take this bite real quick together. My goodness. Seasoned through and through. Awesome smoke flavor, okay? This is absolutely amazing. Low and slow, no more than around 250 degrees the entire cook. These beef ribs are amazing and they are done right. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let everyone know what Dski Grillz is up to. And as always, at Dski Grillz, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. Try this beef rib recipe out. I bought these ribs from Wild Forks. There's a lot of people who sell beef ribs, but these prime beef ribs were shipped to me the next day and I was ready to put them on the pit, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. But really, 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 these are a treat. To me, this is brisket on a stick. Catch you guys later. One more bite. Why not? Bite through. Tender. Delicious. Catch you later.